Okay, so we're going to be doing law of cosines. So today's the last day where I'm going to tell you which law we're going to be using. After today, you're going to have to figure out which one you use specifically based on the information they gave you. Some will be law of cosines, some will be law of sines. Okay? But today is the last day we're actually going to be solving law of cosines. So as we look at it, it says solve the triangle. They've given us three sides. So as soon as I see the side case, I know I'm using law of cosines. Again, the way I ask you to set it up, if you write in the information, it also will tell you which law you're going to be using. Okay? Because if you do not have a full ratio, if you don't have either both of A, B, or C, you cannot set up a law of sines. It has to be a law of cosines. So what I would suggest, since we're going to be finding or doing this the law of cosines, I would start with finding the angle with the biggest side. Okay, that would be most likely our obtuse angle if we have one. And that will keep me from having to worry about when I do law of sines, which one I find next. Okay, so I'm going to start by finding angle C. So we're using this equation. Cosine C equals a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2 times a times b. So that's the equation. So at this point, it's just plugging into the calculator. So angle C is going to be the inverse cosine of all this, and you plug in the 24 squared plus 19 squared minus 35 squared over 2 times 24 times 19. And you plug it into your handy dandy calculator, and it tells you it's approximately 108.40848 yada yada yada. Okay? So that means we know that angle C is 108.4 degrees. Okay? Now we have a full ratio. So see how I have both angle C and side C? So if I want to, I can switch to law of sines. And since angle C is an obtuse angle, that has to be the biggest angle. So it doesn't matter at this point which angle you solve for next. You could solve for angle A or angle B. It doesn't matter. I'm going to solve for angle B next. So we set up our law of sines now using this ratio that I just found. Sine of 108.4 over 35 equals the sine of angle B over 19. And we use that to solve for B. So angle B is going to be inverse sine of 19 times the sine of 108.4 over 35. And you plug it into your calculator and you get approximately 31.0027719 blah blah blah. So when you round to the 10th, angle B is 31.0 degrees. And now since we have two angles and we know all three of them have to add up to 180, we can find the third angle simply by adding up those two, subtracting it from 180, and getting 40.6 degrees from my last angle. And it does add up to 180 degrees. And that's it. So again, if you're given all three sides, I would definitely suggest using law of cosines to find the biggest side angle first, because that would be most likely your obtuse angle if you had one. And there can't be two obtuse angles in a triangle, so you're good there. And then when you do law of sines, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay?